A new statewide poll shows strong public trust in hospitals across the Commonwealth, but that confidence is being tested by rising insurance premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Gabby Womack tells us what's driving those numbers and what could be coming next. She's live in the newsroom. Gabby.
According to a new Mason-Dixon poll commissioned by the Virginia Hospital and Healthcare Association, most Virginians say they feel positively about their hospitals and the care they receive. With new legislation, one expert warns access and affordability could be at risk.
Hospitals across Virginia work diligently and consistently to provide high quality, accessible care to patients that is compassionate, that meets people where they are.
That message is resonating across the Commonwealth, from Charlottesville to the Shenandoah Valley. A new Mason-Dixon poll from the Virginia Hospital and Healthcare Association puts hospitals in a rare position right now, being trusted.
Which shows that essentially 4 in 5 Virginians have a positive opinion of Virginia hospitals, and that more than 4 in 5 Virginians, 82%, say they've had a positive personal experience.
Walker says that confidence is built by healthcare workers who show up every day.
I think that's a testament to the 130,000 plus people who are working in hospitals across Virginia.
While hospitals themselves rank high, frustration is rising when it comes to the cost of care. Walker says many Virginians are connecting those rising costs to insurance companies.
In a period of time where, insurance companies are making record profits, people, I think, see at the same time that coincides with periods where they're also having to pay more for health coverage.
Looking ahead, Walker warns access could be impacted even further because of the big, beautiful bill.
It is projected to impact overall health coverage and access to care for as many as 10 million Americans and potentially 300,000 Virginians.
Walker says Virginia hospitals contribute almost $69 billion in positive state economic activity, and it employs more than 130,000 people in good jobs. Live in the newsroom, Gabby Womack, 29 News at 5.